What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Damit podcast. I'm Kremit,
I'm Dandy.
and we have Vezi on today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Vezi.
Hey, I'm Vezypoo. I'm very awkward, dude. I've never done this.
That's all good. You know, it's all fun. This is Vezypoo. This is another My Hero Academia content creator along the lines of Naruto as well. He's intermingled within both of the scenes, which is really nice. And it's going to be a fun day today. So we have roughly about 8 questions lined up, and like we were mentioning, feel free to ask us anything back. Discussing just anything like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And
Anything you want to know?
and yeah, so we have our sacred banana that we need to give you for this.
Oh, we're gonna pass over the. Oh, oh my goodness.
He's doing it. He's doing the thing. Oh God.
Oh,
OnlyFans. It's exposed.
now 3 people have gone to the banana. Oh,
Well, I guess we'll get kind of like right into things here. So our first question is, how long have you been making content? Obviously, you're very well established on multiple different social medias across, the entire spectrum of those said social medias. How long have you been making content? Like, first ever YouTube channel back when you were 10 kind of thing.
So, I mean, I guess I am. Yeah, I am well established now, but everything happened in like the past year. But a lot of people don't know. I made my YouTube channel in 2013 when I was in the 7th
Ooh.
grade.
Oh my.
OG YouTuber.
Oh my.
And I wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber.
Oh my goodness.
We love to hear it.
Did you ever upload any Minecraft?
I did for like 3 or 4 years straight and
Ooh.
got nothing from it.
Is it
Here's
hidden in your
a
channel?
sub question. So, I'm sure the fans want to hear. Could they ever see those old videos one day?
The only time they will ever see those videos is if they catch a live stream where we're reacting to old videos because they are all
Oh.
private.
Okay.
More of an incentive to go to live streams, I guess.
Oh yes, that's good. Okay, well, I guess me and Danny will kind of like bounce back off that too. I kind of have a similar story. I've been making content since like Call of Duty Black Ops 1 back in the day.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God, it's a stupid meme with me and my friends. So
That was my favorite Call of Duty.
what was my favorite Call of Duty?
No, that was my favorite Call
Oh,
of
that
Duty.
was yours. Black Ops 1. Oh, Black Ops 2 was mine. That was just when everything hit for me. I came out of my social shell. I started voice acting, doing stupid things, content creation. Like,
Well, mine was
boom.
only because I hated multiplayer. Always, still
Oh,
do. I
yeah.
only like zombies, and to me, that game had the best zombies.
Which
Oh,
one had
absolutely.
aliens in it?
It was
Didn't
built
one have
different.
aliens?
For what?
Didn't one of the Call of Duties have, instead of zombies, you had aliens you had to fight?
Oh yeah. That was I think 4. I'm not sure. I
that
know what you're
4?
talking about though. It was like the weird like spin-off of it.
Yeah.
I think it's because it wasn't Treyarch that I think Activision made it, so that's why they couldn't do the zombies thing because it'd be technically copyright or something like that. But but,
you can copyright zombies? What?
it's something.
That's a
I
thing
don't
you could
know. I
do.
mean, like something like that. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah, Black Ops 2 back in the days where like things got crazy for me, and I tried to create content on multiple different games, and like I was like a little squeaker back in the day trying to do voices. Oh, look at me! Hi guys, what's up? And that channel is still around, and people can see it, but they have to be detectives to find it. So it's like a little game that I play with people.
One day
But
I'll find it.
Oh, my
One day.
first ever channel. It was only like 3 months older than the channel I have now,
Mhm.
but that channel is still up with all the videos, but nobody's ever gonna find it. Nobody can ever guess the name of it.
Oh goodness.
I have an old
Yeah.
channel too that no one will ever find except for my close friends who know the name of it. And if that ever gets out, I'll destroy all of them.
Oh God.
If that ever gets out,
So-
Vinny.
So how about you, Danny? How
I
long
s-
have you been making content?
I started in 2015, like about a year after I got out of high school. Didn't want to do the whole college thing. Was like, I can do this on my own. I really wanted to be like a Markiplier, so I was just doing. It was kind of like I was just doing games he was doing because I thought that's how you like get into the scene. I was like, no, I gotta be different. And then, like I said with you, some stuff did happen that I don't really like to talk about involving some other people, and that really made me stop posting content for about
Did you guys also go through like 10 billion different friend groups?
yes.
Yes.
I went
Yeah.
through a friend group where
Yep.
the point where like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye were involved in the friend group, and then some stuff happened, and Oh, I don't want to get in. I don't want to get into the whole story, but
Mm.
it made me stop YouTube for about 4 years until I started to pick it back up last September, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I want, and then I met you guys, met everybody.
Yeah. Now we're a fun group. You know, we're built different. You know, we're
Yeah,
absolutely built
I
different.
jumped a lot of friend groups.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
started
absolutely.
with me and two friends in middle school. We all wanted to be Sky Does Minecraft,
Oh my god.
and it took about 2 months for them to quit, and I was pretty much on my own. And then I met friends and jumped groups like 10 times. But the friends I'm with now, I've been with since like 2017,
That's good. That's good. The
like
OGs, that's
Mala and
good.
Lucha and all them.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. Yeah, I've the little group that I hang out with. It's been about a year or so because I've been playing VR chat since like mid 2017, and there's been a lot of groups that I've hung out with because VR chat, you know, I'm sure both of us can agree on this. Like, it's very interesting when it comes to the type of people on it. Sometimes it's a hit or miss for sure. So, you know, I've definitely found like a solid unit of people whenever I just in my free time, just kind of hanging out. So it's yeah, you definitely gotta feel it out. You know, it takes a lot of trial and error until you find the right people for sure. Just like a relationship, pretty much. Okay, so we have our other question here. So this one is a pretty good one. What is it like working so hard on YouTube and having all of it pay off
Ooh.
for you?
Oh, that's
Hmm. So
it's definitely.
What do you think you're still on the journey?
I'd like to think I'm still on the journey. I'd like to think there's farther to go.
There's never an end.
you're
This
just
is
capped
it.
at 500K.
But like I will say,
No.
like I've told you in private, and I'll say,
Mhm.
like, I'm not gonna lie to people about like stuff like money wise and stuff. If I made the money I'm making now for the rest of my life, I'd be okay. Like I don't
Mhm.
need to go farther in that aspect.
It's always good to hear.
But yeah, it's definitely a lot nicer, not like struggling to pay bills like I was a year ago, not knowing where my next paycheck's gonna be.
Yeah, that's
'Cause,
well, that's
man,
always a good thing, you know?
I hated working real jobs.
Yeah.
Well, real. I don't even consider that I had a real job before.
Hmm.
I
Do you,
had
do you
two
consider this a
jobs
job
before
now?
YouTube.
Or
Huh?
do you consider this a job now? Or do you consider it just you're having fun and getting paid for it?
Yeah, that I don't consider it. I don't think of this as a job at all, to be honest.
I
Now,
feel like once you start
there's some
taking it as a
people.
job, it like
There's
gets
some
that's when
people
it,
where
yeah.
I consider it a job for them because I know there's people who work a lot harder than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Even I work a lot harder than I do to like a month ago
Hmm.
because now I have an editor, so I don't really do a whole lot. But
Hmm.
before I edited every single video, I would be up all night. And yeah, I needed an editor so I could go live life.
Live life, be
Yeah.
free.
I didn't like I've never really taken things too seriously before. Until like I started getting into my hero scene and like voice acting and finding out it was like really fun to voice act and do all that stuff, you know. Um, and like this TikTok thing for me, I guess that's what's really like been the payoff per se, like in the successful kind of scene. It's been interesting. Like I still, you know, people come up to me and they're like, you know, oh hey man, you're like famous, you're insane, and I'm just like I'm just like a normal person making content. I don't see it like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting, you know, like I it definitely hasn't hit me yet, but it's very nice, you know, like when you work really hard on something, you know, we could both vouch on this. When you work really hard on something, you've been doing it for years, you maybe changed it up a little bit, found out what works for you, and then finally it hits. It's a good feeling, you know, it really is. It's a good
Oh, I
feeling.
got a question actually. All right. For
Yeah.
you guys, you know, you could take this as money wise, growth wise, whatever.
Okay.
Was it more of a slow growth to where you are, or was it like me? Because for me, if you look at my analytics, it goes 6 years of nothing and then boom. And it just happened all over 1 month.
That's kind of what happened with me with YouTube's. I've been, because I started in 2015, but this September I was just kind of like, if you look at my analytics, it'd all be flat, and then suddenly September I went up a little bit, and then January I jumped to 40,000 subscribers, and I was like, whoa, like overnight, and then
Yeah.
videos, and then I was like, oh, I guess I gotta like, people are actually enjoying this, like I gotta like actually do this. It was just kind of, I was uploading for fun to make people giggle, and then I was like, whoa, hold on, people are now asking for
Yeah.
stuff. Uh-oh. Didn't know this was gonna happen.
Oh my goodness. Um, For me, like I was saying, I started content back in the day. For like a channel, well, I guess like long story short, it was kind of ups and downs for me. Like I never was like really high tier or anything, but like on the scale of like if you have 1,000 subs and you have like 3,000 views on a video, like that's pretty good. Like it would be like this for me. Like sometimes I take breaks, school would happen, maybe like got a job IRL, maybe it goes down a little bit, up and down, but it's definitely kind of been up and down. I would definitely say this recent past 2.5 months for me has definitely been like the skyrocketing boom for sure. Everything before then when it comes to my personal content has been just like kind of like little tiny hills, and then this was the mountain that went up. So I kind of like experienced the same thing you did as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a good question actually. It's a really good
Yeah,
question.
very, very good.
Mhm.
So do we just want to dive into the next question right from here?
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a good
All
question.
right. This is the question
There
that I know there's probably people out there who don't know, or a lot. What is the story behind your avatar you're wearing right now? The
Oh,
face.
people are going to be disappointed.
the
It's
face
really
of
not an
Vezi.
interesting story.
Oh,
It's really not an
no.
interesting story.
I'll be interested either way.
Okay. So there's some tweaks. So it wasn't exactly like this at first, but it was literally just my character that I made in GTA 5 online. There
Oh,
was a blue goblin mask, and I married my dad t-shirt and some booty shorts, and I just kept it for some reason.
oh
I
my
got it
God.
ported into Gmod and then into VRChat when we moved to VRChat, and then made it cartoony instead of just the GTA character itself.
Do you ever get confused when fans refer to it as fish?
No, not confused because I understand where they're getting it from. It's because all my friends made the jokes and shit. So
Oh, well, I thought there was going to be some huge origin story behind
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
I
there's-
genuinely thought it was gonna be like some whole like Egyptian hieroglyphs, like 20 page, like.
Yeah, he's like, I can
oh,
only
people
tell
are
you
even
on the
more. People
third
are
day of
even more
May.
disappointed. My username story is even more disappointing.
Oh
All right,
no.
what's that? What's the story
All
behind that?
So, all right. So if you guys don't know, my real name is Matt or Matthew,
Mm-hmm.
and on Xbox 360, for some reason, my name was Mr. Matt. Okay, and then I got Xbox Live, so it made me change my username because apparently that was taken, and I just randomly, no thought to it, I just typed in my old username, which is Vezter, and then I changed that to just Vez because nobody knew how to spell Vezter,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was only gonna be just Vez, but then Twitch wouldn't let me make my username just Vez because it was too short. So I just added the Epoo at the end.
There's a length
Yeah.
on Twitch names. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it has to be at least like 4 or 5 characters long.
Yeah. Mhm.
Interesting.
It's same with like Twitter and stuff like that too. Yeah. Even Discord, you have to have 2+ characters on your
2+.
yeah, 2. At least it's not 4 or 3.
Yeah. More
Yeah.
freedom, I guess.
Exactly.
Oh, thought there was gonna be some huge story.
I like it though. That's nice.
I like
It's
the
kind of
point.
like
I feel like that's the
it's
best
like-
though. When there's like
And I only I changed, so like the shirt used to say I married my dad. I only changed it because I felt like brands wouldn't want to talk to me if I had a shirt that says I married my dad on it.
I mean, there
That's
might
smart.
be some brands that might want to talk to you, but I don't know if I want to
yeah,
work
some
with those
brands
ones.
out there, maybe a select
And
few.
I was worried about like copyright from GTA.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
from
yeah.
their game.
Oh, I can actually, talk about my name with that. You being Kremit with so I don't know if you've seen this clip. Maybe you have. It was like I think you're playing VR chat, or like you were around maybe back in
I
like
think I know what you're gonna say.
yeah,
And I looked it up after I watched that first episode of the podcast.
Yep. And it was the I'm gonna Kermit,
Yeah.
sewer slide stuff, and so like during that time, my whole premise behind like okay, so I was playing a game called Arma 3. For if you guys don't know or if viewers don't know, it's basically a military simulator, and I love role play. Role play's fun, like again that kind of stuff, and that's what I did. And it was like a cop, civilian medic rebel kind of like thing, and I did that for like 2 years on the side. It was really fun. Moved over to VR chat. I'm like, oh my god, this is a fun game. Oh wait, it's just a social game. I like doing voices. Oh my god, it's perfect, right? It's great. And so I saw, okay, people were doing like random voices, barely anybody was voice acting, but no one was doing Kermit the Frog. And so I was like, I can do a Kermit the Frog. Let me do that. And people really got behind that idea. You know, I played an aggressive Kermit the Frog. I'd be like, "Oh, hey, go, you know, like fuck you," you know, like stuff you wouldn't hear Kermit say, right?
God, I've
And
had
You could hear
now
Kermit
that
say
I
that if
think
you went
about
behind
it.
doors.
Sorry to interrupt, but
it's
now
all
that
good.
I think about it, like I feel like we might have met in my early days on VR chat.
Yeah,
Because
maybe. I mean,
I've met so many people who did like Kermit voices and Kermit
yeah.
impressions, and I'll have to look to see if I even had the usernames turned on back then.
Mhm.
But man, I feel like that might have happened.
I was super active, and like I was the guy, like the Kermit the Frog that like I had like I've had at least 400 Kermit the Frogs on my friends list because
Oh my god, an army of
it
Kermits.
was it was so bad. I mean, like now they're not anymore. I don't think like a fraction of them get on at this point. But it was so interesting. Like once all that picked up, the you know the funny clip, you know me hanging out with content creators and like doing that, and people like getting behind that. You know, I was like, okay, well, I want to get into content. I started streaming more often, like it was working pretty well, did YouTube, whatever. And I'm like, well, I mean, like my name at the time was GDR. It was an acronym for Games Done Right. And that's just like something I went
Hmm.
by for a while, like official GDR or whatever. And I was like, you know, I want to go with Kermit, but like, man, I don't want to get sued. You know? So I was like, Kremit, cool, that fits. Great, I'll just use that.
Wow,
And so then it was
you
Kremit
moved a
VR
lot
for a
of
while
letters
until I
there,
got
huh?
partnered, then I could change it. But I mean, yeah. Also not too crazy of a story, at least when it comes to the name and stuff. I don't have a set avatar yet. This one is just like something I just kind of wear casually. But for the name, yeah, that was it. I just didn't want to get sued. And yeah, so Kremit.
I bet
It
my
just
name's
stuck for a
slightly
while.
more lazy.
Hmm.
I just put a D in front of my name, and now it's Dandy.
Oh, there you go.
There
It
you
works.
go. Ooh, there you go.
Okay, we'll move into the next question here. So, Vezi, how did you meet your friends? I'm sure you've probably answered this multiple times and people know, but for those who might not, how did you and everybody come to be? Was it all at once? Was it kind of, guys met each other individually, IRL,
Um,
online?
so think back 2017, right?
Hmm.
We were still making Gmod videos.
Oh my god.
I was friend hopping a lot because I didn't really have a set group.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And this is back when YouTube inbox was still a thing where you could message people.
Oh, gosh.
And I'd say I had 2,000 subs at the time. And I got a message from the masked luchador, whose name was OG Boss HD at the time. He's
Oh,
like,
no.
"Hey man, you want to come play Gmod with us sometime?" And then, yeah, I just said yeah because I had nothing else to do. So I joined, and it was him, Mala, and two other people who kind of left the friend group by now. One of them, I don't know where he is. The other one, he's doing his own thing. He's successful on YouTube and stuff. And then Arrow was kind of in the friend group for a while, but then he disappeared for a while. But then he came back, and now he's still here. Sage, we met mid-recording on VR chat. We were just recording a video, and he just came up to us saying a bunch of shit. So we thought it was funny. So I was like, "Hey man, you want to make some videos with me?" And like, yeah. And then me and him are kind of like a duo now. And who else is in the friend group? Broccoli. Broccoli is I don't even know how we met her, to be honest.
Dandy, how did you and I meet? If you want to comment on that, I guess we could talk about that. I don't think we talked about that on the first episode.
How we met?
Yeah.
Um, I was recording an Omegle video, and my buddy
Mhm.
Green Sonic came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you know who Kremit is?" And I was like, "Who?" And then he's like, "He's another YouTuber," and he's like, "He wants to be your friend." And I was like, "Okay." And then I walked out, and I was like, "Hey, ow, my microphone!" Was I like, I was like, "Hey, are you Kremit?" And you're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I'm Dandy." And you're like, "All right, I guess we're best friends now."
Yeah, that
That's
was definitely
exactly how it
it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was super convenient timing because I was basically wanting to hit Dandy up anyways because I was like at this point I think it's like what 3.5 months ago ish three
Oh my,
4 months
has it
ago.
been that long?
It has,
Oh
man.
my
Time
god, I
flies when you're
feel
having
like an
fun and
old
doing stuff.
man. Ooh, it's been
Yes.
so long. Ooh.
But yeah, I was gonna hit Dandy up and like contact him and stuff like that, and see if we can hang out. So literally, like I think I was gonna hit you up like that weekend too. So the fact that that happened was insane timing.
It's
But
destiny.
it's crazy. But yeah, no. So that's good. So we're on the if you question if you wanna ask that one.
All right, if you weren't making content as a job right now, where do you think you would be? Like, say if YouTube wasn't like didn't work out in your favor, and you had to get like
man.
a quote unquote regular job.
So let's see. This is a hard question because I literally decided when I was 13, I said, nah, I'm not doing anything else. I went all through school, not doing shit. Didn't like teachers tried to push me for college. I had like 50 subs, like, nah, I'm gonna be a YouTuber.
That's the
And here
dream.
you
That's
are.
aspiration.
I did not set myself up for success through anything else. I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'd be a mailman or something.
A
Fair enough.
mailman?
Okay.
Something that doesn't
Your
require
calves
college.
would be huge.
Just
I
writing your
definitely
YouTube channel in the back of the notes, everybody's mail.
Like I definitely wasn't going to college no matter what.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's
college
good.
is it's rough.
It is. It definitely is. It has taken up a lot of my time, but it's good for its own things. Like for me, I'm majoring in emerging media production, which relates to augmented reality and virtual reality, with like a minor in entertainment. So it's like exactly the stuff that we're doing. So I just thought, I mean, like that's probably a good thing to have a bachelor's degree in. Probably, hey, Vive, sponsor me. Yeah, look what I have. Like that kind of thing.
Sponsor.
Yeah, sponsor the podcast. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, the whole podcast. Yeah, the whole thing, not just Kremit.
Yeah, the whole thing. Also Vez,
And
because I'm
yeah.
sure like he would like a Vive
Yeah.
sponsorship. That would be pretty cool. Maybe, I don't know.
In fact, it's just like Oprah. Everybody on the podcast gets a free Vive.
Or maybe
I like my index.
yeah, Index is pretty cool. Yeah,
Oh, you both have indexes.
yeah.
I only bought.
I have the Knuckles, but I have the Vive Cosmos Elite.
I've had the biggest struggle with VR that I think of anybody, dude. Because when I first bought a VR, I bought a Vive, and they sent me a broken one.
Okay.
So I returned it, and I bought a what's the other one? Oculus. I bought an Oculus. Oculus something.
Rift.
Yes, the Rift S. And the worst part is, I accidentally ordered two and got double charged on my card and ended up with two of them.
Oh my god!
So I returned one, and I returned the wrong one because
Oh
the
my
one
God.
I had, it wasn't broken, but it always had problems. Where sometimes I would just plug it in and it would say it wasn't plugged in, or I'd plug it in and it would get stuck in a loop of saying a restart was required, so it just wouldn't work. And one day I just got pissed and I fucking kicked the shit and threw it against the wall and then bought an Index.
Well, that's one way to do it for sure.
Hey,
I've had a Vive for as
You
long
didn't
as I
hear
can
that. We
remember.
still want the sponsorship, by the way.
Yeah.
Mala had a Vive sponsorship.
Really?
That's really cool.
That's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he got
that's
his
impressive.
first Vive for free.
Oh my goodness.
Now he's got an Index.
God. Where are we at? Okay. So our next question here is: you recently moved, got yourself situated.
Yes.
So how is it like being in Las Vegas? The time zone difference and everything like that. How have you adjusted when it comes to like maybe uploads? Are things the same? Is it different for you? Is it kind of hard to adjust a little bit?
The time zone is great. It fixed my whole sleep schedule. I'm going to sleep at decent times. I'm waking up at decent times. I'll be honest, like my priorities have changed since I moved here. I'm more like I told Dandy, I'll say it like publicly. I did move here because I'd been in a long distance relationship with my girlfriend for 2 years and I was tired of it. So I'm spending a lot more time with her and her family. So my priorities are more there than YouTube at the moment, but I'm still uploading. That's why I got an editor so I could go and live my life and do that stuff. But yeah, it's been good. I feel like I'm living life more than just sitting in my room all day. Nothing against anyone who sits in the room all day. You guys are probably working a lot harder than I am. But yeah, it's been good. It's been nice.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I could definitely say as I wasn't really doing content at the time, but I would go on trips to like New York and stuff like that with my family, and the time zone difference for me internally, oh my God, it was a pain for me. It would take me a while to get used to that kind of stuff. I don't know, Dandy, if you've had to deal with that kind of stuff. I'm sure you've been on trips before.
Yeah, I've only broken the time zone once when I went to E3 in LA, and like you said, I felt like my sleep schedule was fixed because I stay up late here in Boston. So like me
Yeah.
staying up till 3 a.m. is just midnight to you guys. So like if I stay up till midnight, no, I'm like, oh wow, I can wake up at a normal time. Everything just seems right. Instead, I gotta stay up super late to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, it was that was like me because I was on Eastern time when most of my friends were on Pacific time. So, everyone would be in Discord all night and it'd be like 5 or 6 a.m. before I go to sleep.
Exactly.
Now it's like the opposite where I go on, if I get on at 1 or 2 a.m., everyone, like nobody's in Discord to hang out with. So I'm like, okay, might as well go to sleep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. Okay. We're on the ooh, this is the one.
Ooh, the
The
spice.
next one.
I'm also handsless now. My controllers just died.
Oh, there you
Hey,
go.
it looks like your arm is on like an invisible chair.
Oh yeah, like you're just hanging out.
Hanging.
Just vibing out. All right, so
Oh no! Oh, this one's still live. It's just blinking red, so it's about to die.
Oh goodness.
So with this question, we're gonna be slightly specific, even though it's a very broad question. So what is the absolute craziest thing you've seen on VR chat that is like, not NSFW? Because that's
Oh,
obviously
God.
you see a lot of that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I'd have to think back really far, to be honest, because like I told you the other day, I don't go in public worlds ever.
Hmm.
Yeah, when you joined up, you're like, oh, there's public people here. I'm like, oh, my bad. I was just world hopping.
Yeah, I only played in public worlds when we first started playing VR chat because
Oh.
because our like videos were different back then and the content was other people, and now it's just we do our own skits and stuff on our own,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
I don't even like I saw you guys say like you guys get recognized in public worlds and stuff. I'm like, man, I don't really want to go in public worlds. Like I appreciate fans and stuff, but a lot of times I kind of just want to be alone.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just people
Yeah.
watch because we're old people. Ooh,
Yeah.
what are the youngsters up to?
Yeah, that's actually a good like interesting segue question. I think I've mentioned this on the other episode that we had, but like for me when it comes to recognizability now, like but before I got known per se, I would go to My Hero Worlds a lot, and like it's a lot more different now than it was about like 8 months ago when I started it. There's a lot younger kids, it's a younger audience now. It's a little bit different than it used to be, but um uh I just go there. There'd be interesting people. Everybody like trying to voice act. Like you have some like 14-year-old kid trying to do Deku. Like, hey, it's me, Azumi Midoriya. It was funny to watch. It was
That's always the
entertaining.
first thing they say.
Yeah, it's me, Azumi Midoriya. But now since people are starting to like recognize me more, it's interesting because obviously you and like your group and everything, you guys have a longer period of time of those kind of happenings. Like I've seen public lobbies I've just been in where Mala joins and like everybody in the world's like he's here, and they just like
Yeah,
target him.
I haven't seen that with me yet, but maybe that's just
Yeah.
don't go into public worlds. But
That only
Yeah,
happened with me
fair
once,
enough.
and Sage actually made everybody leave.
I think it happens with
Yeah.
Sage a lot because I know Sage goes into public Naruto worlds a lot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We were
Yeah,
hanging out in a
but
public My Hero one, and I was there with Fern, and people kept on storming up to us. And then Sage, I was like on the roof of UA and just kind of swooped down. I was like, "Everybody back up!" And I was like, "Oh my god!" And everybody just kind of scattered. I was
That's
like,
good.
Thank you." It's like you've clearly
Yeah,
done this
that's good.
before. You're good at getting rid of crowds. Not that I didn't want
Yeah.
to see anybody. It's just
It does get overwhelming though. I mean, like I'm nothing too crazy special, at least in my own eyes. And but like there have been people that like, it's nice to meet people. I don't mind doing that at least right now because it hasn't gotten to the point where like I'm overwhelmed. But there has been a couple occasions where like one person recognizes me, other people recognize me because they mention that, and then like I have like a few people around me, and then it's like you have like five voices surrounding you and like they're trying to take pictures and get you to say certain things, and it's like like I'll do it, but it's like, oh my gosh, how can some people, it's difficult, it is. So
so. The lesson is
I've
Vezy's smart. We're not because we go in public.
yeah, that's one way to look at it. Yeah. But I considered making like a separate account just so I can like hang out with my friends who hang out in public worlds and stuff like that occasionally.
That's a smart idea.
But yeah, I would say my craziest thing that I've seen on VR chat is it was, what was it? So there's this avatar creator. Shout out to him. His name is Ace J. Him and I have been friends for a long time. He probably doesn't really. I'm sure he remembers me a little bit, but like 2017 when I met the dude. This guy, like, have you seen Ice VR on TikTok? The guy, who's like, him and Splez, like, oh who? Have you seen
Yeah,
that
yeah,
dude?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that Mickey Mouse avatar is made by Ace J, and like he does a lot of other crazy things like that. I remember this
Oh.
one time, the craziest thing I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of NSFW things I don't want to talk about crazy, but when it comes to like, safe for work kind of crazy, it was a massive group of like 25 people that were just in these horrid, disgusting, funny looking avatars. And we all basically raided random public worlds that like could, let us in with that number of people, and we would just go around making the weirdest of noises, and people would just like, it'd be the craziest time. It was such a weird thing. I wish I recorded it, but it was that probably is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced and participated in too. Very strange.
That sounds
You said
like
you had a good story.
nightmare fuel. Yeah. So it's like it has to do with like the first week and a half I was ever on VR. I didn't know
Mhm.
about like turning on safeties. I was like, I don't know, I'll see everybody's stuff. So that's the first time I've ever encountered one of those hackers. Have you ever had one that came up to you and put their
Oh,
hand on your head and
yeah.
then just you now see what they want you to see?
Yep.
That was
Yep.
the
I've
like the trippiest, most like I was scared to
Yeah.
be in VR. I was like, oh god. I didn't think to take my headset off. That's the simplest thing
Mhm.
to do. I just kind of suffered through it. But that has to be I've only experienced it once, but that's definitely the craziest thing I've ever seen. That's like not
Yeah.
NSFW, because then it's clearly like, it's like, oh, I see this everywhere. But it's
Mhm.
definitely
Yeah.
getting hacked and stuff, or not hacked. I don't even know what to call. What would you even call it?
I,
Like
I don't know.
I like just they mod you. I had to turn off VR to get out of it. Like I couldn't exit out of VR chat.
It's kind of smart to stay out of public sometimes, because back in the day when people just first discovered how to like have these shaders that like pop stuff into your face, when I first got VR my first week, basically what happened was like this is like, I'm not going to get into detail, but there's
Uh huh.
very horrid pictures that would pop up,
Ooh.
and it would encase your entire VR. You look anywhere, you can't
Yeah,
see your
that's
name, you can't
exactly
see
what
anything. It
happened to
was
me.
Hey
horrible.
But
guys.
like you're what's up?
What's up?
Okay. I am super, super sorry, but there's an emergency that just popped up. Is
Okay,
there any way that we could finish like tomorrow or later late tonight?
Uh, yeah, I mean,
sure.
like that's yeah, no worries,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I'm super
I guess
sorry to do
that's all
this.
good. It's all good.
Oh
No
no, it's
worries.
fine. If
We
there's
could
an
have like a
emergency.
quick little ending thing right now. Like we said, we could always like have like a little part two. Want to
Okay,
just
yeah.
do
We can
outro?
do
Okay,
Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
that. Okay.
All right. Well,
All right.
we get more time for more questions. Ooh.
Exactly.
We'll think of
Exactly.
more.
All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. My left hand is I guess dead at this point, so that's
Am I
great.
the first one
Anyways,
having technical
both of
difficulties?
mine are.
Ooh.
yeah. So it's been fun having you on. Appreciate it. We're gonna definitely have a part two coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for being on, Vezi. We
No
really appreciate
problem.
it.
No problem. I'm super sorry
No,
again for.
No, it's
no,
perfectly
it's
fine. Stuff
completely
happens.
okay.
No worries.
Yeah, and
But yeah, so is there anything you want to shout out? Well, we're gonna go ahead and put all the
yeah,
social medias
any
and stuff wherever
upcoming
we can.
like
Uh,
projects you want to tell everybody?
just my videos. I don't know. Check out these guys. They're working harder, making better stuff probably.
Hey, no.
It's all subjective, it's all
We're all great
subjective.
content creators.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll catch you on the next one, and make sure to comment, like, subscribe if you enjoyed anything. You guys have a good one.
See you guys.